All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, so David Gilmour from Pink Floyd has decided that he is going to pull all of his music from streaming platforms located in Russia and Belarus today. That includes all the material that Pink Floyd recorded from 1987 onward. Of course, he would have had to get the permission of Roger Waters to pull the rest of it down, but so far, Roger has not chimed in. What's wrong with Roger? I don't know. Maybe Roger is just not paying attention to what's happening there. So in a statement, he says here, to stand with the world in strongly condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the works of Pink Floyd from 1987 onwards, and all of the David Gilmour solo recordings are being removed from all digital music providers in Russia and Belarus today. Okay, weird, because he's not offering any humanitarian aid to people. He's not offering a way to ensure safe passage from Ukraine to some other location. He's not offering supplies or food or medicine or anything that could be actually helpful to these people right now. What he's offering is to take his music away from people who aren't really that in charge, right? Because they're just the peasant class. They're the underclass. They are the deplorable class in their respective places. And now they can't listen to David Gilmour music. And I'm thinking they're probably like, okay, so, that's it. There's really not much else to this other than, you're doing your virtue signaling here. And it's going to look impressive, believe me, because your social credit score just went up a few points, at least. I mean, and now I bet you there'll be calls, where's Roger Waters? How come he hasn't chimed in on this? We've been going from crisis to crisis to crisis, where literally we end, or we tell everybody that we're kind of ending a crisis, even though we're not ending a crisis. We just say we're ending a crisis, kind of like, the war in Afghanistan. It says, hey, Kate, we're over. Okay, we're done. But don't worry, we'll be back. Not only we'll be back, but we'll be somewhere else where there's even more activity here. And then, we've got all these weapons that we're going to give to certain people so they can defend themselves. Is that the world's job? I mean, I understand you want to keep the world civil, but at a certain point, is just pushing on these people who are doing something that none of us want to happen, pushing harder on them, is that going to make them want to stop what they're doing? Now, I don't think, somebody with music who isn't going to be on a platform anymore in a couple of places, I don't think that's going to do a whole lot of damage to anybody, other than the fact that it's just like, hey, to take a stand, I'm morally superior to anyone else who isn't doing what I'm doing. I'm David Gilmour, and I approve this message. Great. Maybe that'll get them to buying music online or something, or buying actual physical product. That would be interesting if there was a big run on Pink Floyd music because of this, and people were hoarding their old albums and their CDs and so forth. I don't think it's going to do anything unless I've kind of underestimated the popularity of Pink Floyd music in these areas, right? In Belarus, what do I know about Belarus and Pink Floyd? Nothing. Are they huge in Belarus? Is this going to be like just horrible for the people there? Oh, I wanted to hear Pink Floyd today and I was going to stream it, but I can't now. I wish they would stop fighting. Yeah, that's going to be your catalyst. That's going to be the thing that pushes you to negotiations and peace talks, which, by the way, those have been ongoing and nobody's really saying anything about that. So I don't know. All we do is we keep ratcheting up, and, you know, poking the bear and so forth. And people wonder why this is going on right now. And it's a result of poking the bear for at least the last 8 years. And nobody's telling you that. Of course, David Gilmour isn't going to tell you that, because everybody has this sort of visceral, surface-oriented reaction to something like this, and they decide to just act because everybody else is doing the same thing. Stevie Nicks wrote a nice poem for Vladimir Putin, really nice poem, where she hoped that he would turn to dust. And then there was, of course, certain social media companies who are now saying it's okay now in this situation to talk about, you know, violence, like really bad stuff. And I'm thinking, huh? I mean, the world is backwards. It's upside down. People are constantly at war with something. You know, we were at war with a floating particle. Now we're at war with a country. And by the way, this is the entire globe. We can no longer just be in our, you know, sovereign space, right? And just, you know what, that doesn't really concern me. You know, it's not as if I want anything bad to happen. But for instance, nobody's been talking about Yemen, right? Nobody's been talking about Somalia. Nobody talks about Syria. I mean, all these different places where things have been ongoing off and on. In any event, folks, I don't know what else to say. David Gilmour doing his thing. Great guitarist. Let's just throw some music at you here. Comfortably Numb could be the best guitar solo I've ever heard. And it's weird because when I started doing this channel, a couple of, you know, acquaintances that I've made, good friends actually, and we just got talking randomly one time. And so what's the best guitar solo? And, you know, the usual ones are discussed, but I'm always like, Comfortably Numb. There's something wrong with that song in a good way. And I get a lot of agreement on that. And it's not because I'm trying to lobby anybody to come to my side, because there are a ton of great guitar solos. Maybe tomorrow I would probably disagree with what, you know, I said the day before. Nope, not anymore. I liked that yesterday. Today I like something else. But that is one emotionally charged guitar solo in Comfortably Numb, and it goes on, and the ending of that song is so epic. It's an opus. It's an epic opus, and David Gilmour, one of the best guitar solos of all time. Maybe not the greatest approach to world affairs, but this is what we got, people. These are the talented elder statesmen, and they're always making statements like these. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Patreon, just $1 a month if you'd like to join. Got another channel over on YouTube as well, which is really similar to this channel, except over there, I'm straight up doing political commentary, and it is scary. It's scary to talk politics because who knows what's going to happen to any platform that does that, you know, full time, that's not just towing the line. But yeah, there are other ways to do this, and I'm going to have to start exploring the possibility that certain things might be changing, because certain things that I used to watch, like this week, they're gone. So it's really weird. All right. See you soon.